When?
Morning, everyone. First meeting is going to be the Columbia County Capital Resource Corporation. And the first thing on the agenda is the draft minutes of August 5th, 2025. I need a motion and a second to approve. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Next is Treasury report.
As you can see, the treasury has not changed. We have had no new income or expenses. We did receive, responses to the, UHY, or to the, audit. And for, CRC, UHY came back at 3,100 and, RVT came back at 8,000. Now, when we go over that at the IDA meeting, but basically what happened was the they looked at the CRC and the IDA at RVT and they charged 8,000 for both, not realizing or not digging in far enough to all the data that we gave them, that there's 6 transactions in CRC and 24 transactions in the other. So they were cheaper on one but not the other. And so I think that we should go back and I'm gonna get that report for you right now, and then but I do think that UHY was considerably less. I think the goal was to do separate RFPs, but we put in there that we were going to pick one firm for all 3 entities. And I think that UHY was 15% lower overall than RBT. And a good chunk of that was the CEDC number. And I think, UHY kind of got the message that we were looking for them to get back down to where they were because the escalators kept getting us too high. But I apologize. I will get that report, but that's the only thing I had to report under the treasurer's report.
Okay. I need a motion and a second to approve the treasurer's report.
Motion. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Is there any public comments? If not, we're gonna get a motion and a second to close the motion. Second.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Awesome. Okay, moving right along. We got the Columbia County Industrial Development Agency. And the first thing on the agenda is the draft minutes from October 21st, 2025. There's no changes. I would need a motion and a second. So move.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Mike will be right back. Won't be. Treasurer's report.
Morning, this is Nadine Ziegler. Could you do a roll call? I can't see all the board members.
Okay.
Nina Finger Smith. Here. Bob Galuccio.
Here.
William Gerlach.
Here.
Brian Keeler.
Here.
Ellen Kozel.
Here.
Carmine Piero.
Here.
Sarah Sterling.
Here.
Great, thank you.
I love the inflation.
Oh,
Like,
Okay,
Treasurer's
treasurer's report. If you look at the Columbia Economic Development number, UHY was 33,000 for the audit, RBT was 37.5. For the 990 and charity 500, UHY was 36, RBT was 5. Administrative fee that UHY charges, but RBT doesn't, brought UHY up to 37.8, and RBT was at 42.5. For the IDA, UHY totaled 96.25, which is the same that they charged us last year for the year one. RBT was at 8,000. Originally, they were at 11, but the RFP in it incorrectly included a quote for a 990 and a char 500, but because it's a government entity, not a not-for-profit, I backed that out. So in that case, actually, RBT was a little bit lower. That was for the IDA. For the CRC, I did the same thing. I backed out the charge that RBT put in for the 990. And UHY was 33.64 and RBT was 8,000. So when you took them all together, UHY starts at 50 and RBT starts at 58. I mean, it certainly validated the range that UHY is in. But, based on the fact that we'll be going through a transition in June, and because of the pricing, we're recommending to CDC, CRC, and CIDA that the audit function remain with UHY. Which meeting, I think. Yes.
Yeah.
Are there any questions? The proposals are very similar. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. In the UHY proposal for CEDC, it does include the single audit because of the amount of federal funding we get. But I think it was a good process in the sense that we kept getting. It really puts us back to where we were with UHY 2 years ago. Last year they got up to 40,000 in total billings, and next year or that was for 2025, 2026 will be a step back. So they basically moved us back a year and then increased us at the same rate they've been increasing us over time. If there are no questions, Mr. Chairman, I'd ask that you vote to approve the selection of UHY as the auditors for the next 3 years.
Okay, we need a motion in a second. Approve UHY. So moved. All those in favor?
Aye.
So moved. Treasurer's report.
We do show that we have $52,000 in the bank. That does not include the money we received, does it, from the land sale? Right, the land sale that the county directed us to transfer the money to CEDC. Obviously, projects like the one that is before you today that will result in a IDA fee will replenish our operating budget. You'll recall it's been since the WIC that, we closed on a, IDA, county IDA deal. We do have, another project, which I'll mention during my report, in Claverick. That, we expect to have an application for, in time for the January meeting. Again, that is a $35 million hotel project. That would generate a, $300,000 fee. This project, will generate, a, $220,000 fee. And so, I think we'll be able to get back on track in terms of, moving forward with project development at the county level, which has been impeded by the fact that we only have 6 sewer districts. It's hard to build anything, beyond the most basic business that would be on a septic. So as we, continue to look forward, I think that, with replenishing the funds, I think we will want to do a mini strategic plan as to how we use those funds other than to just pay staff. Is there a study that we want to do? Is there infrastructure that we want to do applications for interested communities that are interested? Things that we can use IDA money for other than running the clock out with staff. So, got a report.
Okay. So, need a motion and a second to accept the treasurer's report. Second.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so moved. Now we have the 2026 administrative contract.
You'll recall we've discussed this. Right now, you pay, your contract with CDC for $1,000 a month to provide the administrative support, scheduling the meetings, doing the minutes, doing the other work that we do. And you pay 10% of the development fee up to $10,000. It's the same arrangement we have with the city IDA. And what we have asked you and the city IDA to do is to increase the administrative fee to $1,500 a month and to raise the cap on the 10% of the project fee to $25,000 from $10,000. The reason is that these large, once you get over $10 million, the projects are absorbing a lot more time in terms of doing the work. And I think that, again, without projects, we are absorbing costs because the 1,200 or the 12,000 a year, or now the 18,000, if you approve that, doesn't really cover the work we do on the projects on the come, if you will, and working with the projects on on a speculative basis that the project will go forward. But we do that work in the hopes that we garner the fee, and then there's the incentive of getting the deal done and getting it closed. But it's very difficult when you look at the amount of work we've done over the last 8 years without getting the project fee. But we're not complaining. We also should point out that when we do close on a project, there is a receivable, because I think CDC has suspended taking its fee for the last 18 months or so. So we know it sounds, it's a lot of money, but on a $220,000 project, there's been a lot of work. And with the $35 million project, it's going to be even more complex. So I would ask Mr. Chairman if there's no questions, that you entertain a motion to amend the 2026 fee for CDC's administrative services to $1,500 a month and a 10% of project fee with a cap of $25,000.
Any questions? All right, we need a motion and a second. Okay, accept the contract.
Second.
All those in favor? So carried. Next on the list, it's got the Pat's Lane Solar Project. She's gonna explain.
That was a project that the developer had requested that the IDA consider. And the attorneys had prepared documents for the IDA's consideration, even though we had told them back in May that the IDA doesn't entertain solar projects under 5 megawatts. And that the Board of Supervisors has instructed us under home rule that you know, we shouldn't be doing solar projects unless the community requests that we do it. That's not really relevant here as much as the under 5 megawatt precedent. And what happens is originally when the IDA 11 years ago did the Sunstream solar project behind the Calruso garage out in Greenport, the state had exempted solar projects 100% from taxes. Municipalities got up in arms and the legislature modified that exemption such that if that required the developer to alert the taxing jurisdictions 60 days on 60 days notice that they were going to build a project that would be fully tax exempt unless the municipalities and taxing jurisdictions requested a pilot agreement. The pilot agreements are based on a model agreement that was prepared by NYSERDA, the New York State Energy Research and Development Authority, and runs in anywhere from $3,500 a megawatt up to $8,000 a megawatt. Depending on, and so CEDC's role in those projects was to administer it as related to the county's involvement in those projects and coordinate with the school district and the town to get those agreements approved. The difference is that if by going that route, which is the route that 5 megawatt and under projects are generally get the pilot across the state, they don't come to the IDA. By coming to the IDA, they would get a sales tax exemption and a mortgage tax exemption. And, you know, the theory is on the under 5 megawatt projects, you know, there's so little value that's coming in, because if you have a 5 megawatt project, you know, even at $8,000, it's $40,000 a year. So, and then you're gonna get them $80,000, 8% on $1 million sales tax exemption and a $30,000 or $40,000 mortgage exemption. It just isn't something that this IDA has done in the past, or other IDAs that we looked at around the state. There may be one or two that have, but so we advised the developer through their attorneys that that was not an option. They then went to the town to see if the town would accept less than the 8,000. We had originally been at 35, we went to 45, and then when Greene County went to 8,000, the Board of Supervisors Economic Development Committee directed us to go to 8,000. So, you know, again, if you take 8,000 times 5, and this is only a 2 megawatt project, so you know, 8 times 2 is $16,000. The county school district would get 8, county would get 4, and the town would get 4. And you know, I know there's political opposition to solar projects proliferating throughout the county, and this is basically how the Board of Supervisors want to continue to do it. So it did get on the agenda for the first meeting that was canceled, and all transpired since. So I would ask that we remove it from the agenda and move on. Any questions?
So we would need a, gonna need a motion and a second. Second, okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
So moved.
And now it's showtime, Mr. Chairman.
Showtime, okay.
We have,
That's fine.
Alex Friedman and Antonia Salisbury on the phone from 27 Summit Street LLC. I'd ask them to just give the same 2 or 3 minute overview that you provided us at the public hearing yesterday. And then I will go through the economic analysis relating to their request for IDA financial assistance. Then Nadine Ziegler from Hudson Russ, our special counsel, is here to walk us through the resolutions and answer any questions you may have. Alex and Antonia?
Thank you, Mike.
Let me go ahead. Is it okay if I share my screen?
Sure.
Just froze a couple, which was froze.
We can hear you, but your video seems frozen, but let's see what happens.
How's this? Can you all see? Are we still frozen?
I can see it.
Okay, great. Alex,
Yeah, I
can you
wonder-
see it?
Yep, I can see it. Great.
Can unfreeze it?
Oh, yes.
Frozen here.
Can you guys hear me if I start going through it?
Why don't you go ahead, Alex?
Okay, great. So yeah, we are A Squared Buildings. We've been redeveloping abandoned historical buildings up in and around Columbia County for about the last 7 years. Did about 10,000 square feet in Hudson, and this is a new project we have that's new for us. It's the last 2 years, but been working really hard on it and happy to present today. So this is the restoration of a 40,000 square foot knitting mill. Some of you might have known it. It's obviously been there since 1870. It's one of the biggest buildings inside of the village of Philmont, and it's been abandoned for about 40 years. And our goal is to develop into 2 separate spaces. One's an event space for performing arts, weddings, exhibitions, community events, and everything in between. And the other is a nonprofit artist in residency program, which we'll discuss in further detail too. The event space is double height with a 600 square foot commercial kitchen. There's also a beautiful grotto by the creek. This building sits between 2 waterfalls. So it's has a beautiful view of the dam of the reservoir, and then below it is High Falls, which is the most popular kind of hiking trail within Columbia County and a really beautiful spot. So when we first started looking at this building, we actually thought it might be better for housing. And I know you guys had looked at that years ago as well, and we had a whole plan, and New York State HCR was very excited about the prospect. But as we started to talk to the village, we realized that the one thing the village asked is, please do not close this building off to us. We don't want it to be private housing that we can explore and use. We want it to be an active part of the community as it was decades ago. So we kind of went back and decided there's maybe a different way to do this that keeps most of the historic character and the beauty of the building intact, and also creates a space that people can use for the public and private events and everything in between. Let me see. So part of it is also, we actually just had a presentation for DRI and New York Forward. The Village of Philmont has a few different projects they're trying to get done. One is a parking lot and historical center. One is a community center. And this building kind of sits within the whole kind of fabric of what Philmont's trying to do. And again, abandoned, blighted building that would really revitalize and be a catalyst for the community. So just taking a look here. So there's a cellar space down below, which is, oh, we can go to the other one, Anthony, if you want. Sure. So economic impact, we expect to create 57 jobs during the 2 years of construction, 1 permanent job after opening. Obviously, this does not include, the running of the space with the 2 independent operators, which we'll talk about, which will also have an economic impact. But in terms of our ownership of the building, this is what we're looking at, 57 jobs for construction and 1 permanent afterwards. In terms of space, just to give a quick overview. So The cellar space, first floor and half the second floor would be used as an event space, and the third floor would be used as the artist in residency nonprofit space. So it's a really beautiful space actually on the third floor overlooking the waterfall. It's a columnless area that's really going to be a great place for the artists to work and to show their work. So there's two partners we have in this in terms of the leasing of the space. One is the Oberon Group, who works both in upstate New York and New York City. They have event spaces and restaurants all over New York and actually one in London even. They do Prospect Park Boathouse in Brooklyn. They have a new restaurant in the New Museum, and they do both, again, catering as well as restaurants. And they have been a presence in Columbia County and around for about a decade, doing different events in the area, but never had a real home to work from. And Loom is a nonprofit that's been started to have an artist in residency. We bought a small building nearby where the artists are going to be able to live. And we also have, and it'll also be in a space where they can have studio space as well as show their work.
Thank
And that is our presentation.
Any questions? In front of you, you have two sheets. One you just received, it's 11 by 17. It does state that the project of the 27 Summit Street LLC, we use the template for that we use as the other IDA. Ignore that. The total project cost is $22,014,109. The anticipated mortgage amount is $13.6 million. The estimated cost of taxable construction material is $10 million. We have listed the current county, town, village, and school tax rates. The annual interest rate in the pro forma that you'll see below is the tax rate increases at 2%, as does the assessed value at 2%. The current assessed value is $247,000. That's $250,000 on 27 Summit Street, and the balance is on 49 Summit Street, which is included in the project and will be planned to be used for parking. The developer had provided a 10-year pro forma that showed discounted cash flow at 12.5% of $4.7 million for a market value, using the 66% equalization rate in the town of Claverack and the village. The assessed value used in the model for a complete project is $3,120,000. Box A shows the current tax escalating at 2% and the current assessment on the property as unimproved at 2%. That currently results using the current $21.44 per thousand rate of taxes in year one of $7,400 up to $10,600 in year 10. We did the nominal total of the taxes, which is $89,500, so that we could compare it to the cash flow or to the tax payments under the two other models, and make adjustment for the timing of those payments. We discounted the tax stream payment stream at 2%. So in other words, if they gave us $80,000 today and they invested it at 2%, by year 10, we'd have $89,000. The project with no benefit, using the same model, but using 100% of the $3.12 million assessment instead of the current assessment. The net present value is $718,000. So the project would have otherwise generated 10 times approximately the tax that it's currently receiving. As you know, the uniform tax policy of the agency provides for a 10-year exemption, 50% in the first year down to 95%, or it's actually 50% exemption down to 0%. But in calculating the taxes, you actually do the reverse. You go 50, 55, 60, 65, up to 100. Doing that analysis, you'll see that the estimated tax payments would be $526,000. If you go up to the box directly above C, you'll see that the difference between the projected $718,000 with no IDA pilot exemption versus the 45B payment amount results in a exemption of $191,000 for the developer. The 1.25% mortgage recording tax on the $13.6 million mortgage equates to $170,000. And the 8% sales tax exemption on the $10+ million of construction costs that are eligible for sales tax collection is $811. So the net estimated exemption is $1,173,000. And the 100 if we look at that, 1173 divided by the project cost of 22 million. That's a 5.3% benefit that the IDA would be providing before the IDA fee is paid. And we, as you know, we do try to keep it in the 3 to 6% range of benefit on all of our projects. Going to the next page, you see, what the ratio is in terms of each of the taxing jurisdictions. If you start in the top of the large box where it says sales tax exemption on the left, we go through those numbers that I just summarized. So you'll see the 10,000,004, 8% is the 811. We then give 50% of that going to the right, to the school, to the state. The county gets 50% of the school of the sales tax, but they give a portion of that to each of the towns and villages. Of the $405,000 that the county receives from the state, they keep 70% of it, and then they distribute out 30% to the towns and villages. And it's done by population. So the percentage that the town of Claverack would receive is 5250 of the portion they would receive if there was no exemption. And the village gets a minor amount of the tax through that county distribution formula. Going down to the mortgage recording tax, again, dividing it out amongst the municipalities to the extent they receive it. You can see that the state gets 25%, the county gets 75 or 50, and the town gets 25. Again, you can see the amount that each of the taxing jurisdictions would lose if this project is approved. On the real property tax, we take the 718, we subtract the 526 that they'll pay under the pilot to that 191 number. And then based on the percentage of the tax rate, we spread that back out. Then we look at the fiscal benefits. There's the one-time administrative fee. There's the $526,000 in property tax that they will pay under the pilot. And we look at the sales tax on hotel, food, and beverage over the life of the project. In Claverack and Philmont, there is no bed tax like there is in Hudson. So, it's not as lucrative for the municipality hosting the project as it would be if it was in the city. looking at the totals, you take the, a percentage, you take the total, fiscal benefit, and you take the total cost of that benefit, and the net benefit, to the municipalities is $507,000, which is 1.43 benefit, and the state, really insists that you have at least a 1-to-1 benefit to the, taxing jurisdictions. Looking over the analysis for the county, it's 1.8, for the town, it's 1.6. For the village, didn't calculate out, so that's 158. 100, it's 1.58, and for the school district, it's 2.75. So, you know, in terms of the incentive that the IDA is providing to the developer, netting it out, it ensures that no one is getting less than a 1-to-1 benefit ratio. And as you can see, when you look at the $80,000 that's being paid now versus the $526,000, this project will generate significant tax benefits to the community in terms of new real property tax, and also the sales tax on the goods and services that they sell and provide to their customers over the 10-year period. Are there any questions?
Anybody?
If not, Mr. Chairman, I would ask Nadine Ziegler at Hudson Rust to review the resolutions, and then if you're interested in moving forward, enter those, make a motion to approve both the resolution for financial assistance and a resolution for seeker. I guess we should do the seeker first.
Yes, yep, the secret resolution. You should have
The
that.
reason for the seeker resolution.
Can
usually
you
we
hear me?
rely on the town.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
So the village of Philmont did the seeker review for the mill and issued a negative declaration back in March, which the IDA is accepting. So this secret resolution is basically an acceptance of the village of Philmont's determination. Any questions?
And is there any, are we ready for that resolution to be introduced?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. Yes. Do you want me to
Okay.
explain it more?
No,
No,
I think
it's fine.
that's good.
No, we're all set.
So we would need a motion and a second.
Right.
To
Yes.
approve and then do a roll.
Okay, so I need a motion and a second.
Motion.
Second.
Can you tell me who motioned and second?
So, William Gerlach and Sarah Sterling. William moved, Sarah seconded.
Now we need a roll call vote.
Yep.
Carmine Piero,
Yes.
Sarah Sterling,
Yes.
Nina Finger Smith,
Yes.
Robert Galuccio,
Yes.
Bill Gerlach,
Yes.
Brian Keeler,
Yes.
Ellen Posel.
Yes.
Accepted.
Thank you. Next is the approving resolution, which outlines all that's gone through the project description, the public hearing, which was yesterday, and the seeker, and then it authorizes the IDA to enter into all the documents to go forward with the project. You know, the lease agreement, the pilot, the uniform agency project, the recapture.
Okay,
Think that we would need a motion.
All of them.
second. And the second?
Second.
Can you tell me
Okay,
who
so we-
motioned in second?
Yeah, Nina and Brian Keeler.
Thank you.
And
Yeah, I
we need
can't
a roll
see
call?
everybody on the screen.
Carmine Piero,
Yes.
Sarah Sterling,
Yes.
Rita Finger Smith,
Yes.
Robert Galuccio. Bill Gerlach,
Yes.
Brian Keelan.
Yes.
Ellen Pozel.
Yes.
Great.
Resolution is passed.
You guys all set?
Yes.
Congratulations to 27 Summit LLC and Tonya and Alex and your partner Alex as well.
Thank you all. Really appreciate it. Thank you.
All set.
Public comment there.
Public comment? Anyone? Nobody's on? Now I need a motion, a second to close the meeting.
Motion.
All those in favor? Aye. So moved. All set.
Thank you. Happy holidays. Thank you for a great year. We look forward to 2026.